Okay, so we have the Photix kit, the Studio to Go kit, and I've got it completely set up, and we're going to give you some assignments. And the first assignment we're going to do is a very dramatic spotlight looking black and white photo. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to do just one single flash off camera, and we're going to use the Photix radio transceiver. So I'm going to teach you exactly the formula on how to do this. So what I have right here is a Canon 5D Mark II with a 50 millimeter lens on it. And I have up here on a stand, we have the one Photix Mitros Plus, which is the receiver of this transmitter. So what I've done here is this. The camera is on manual mode. That's part one. Now, on all of these demonstrations, the camera will be on manual mode because I want to have the ultimate control of the shutter speed and the aperture. So we put the camera on manual mode, and then because I want to wipe out all of the background as much as I can, I'm going to put the ISO down to as low as I can possibly put it. So this guy goes down to, like, say, ISO 100. I've got it at 160 right now. ISO 160, 1/8,000th of a second, f1.4. And I can go to 1/8,000th of a second because on the Photix, there's a button here called high speed sync. It's on the bottom row, the third button over, and it just says high. Once I press that, there's going to be a little logo up on the top window that has a little H, and that means high speed sync. You'll know that you have that there when you're able to take the shutter speed all the way up to 8,000th. If it doesn't go there, that means that you don't have that on. So what'll happen is if you do that, it'll just lock on 1/200th of a second, and it'll just get stuck there, so you can't get any higher. We want to go to 1/8,000th of a second because we want to wipe out all of this available light, and that is how we set up the camera. So manual 1/8,000th of a second. If you've got a camera that only goes up to 1/4,000th of a second, that's okay. If you have a camera that only goes up to f2.8 or f4, that's okay also. It's just the idea is have the camera on the highest shutter speed and the lowest ISO that you possibly can, and then set the Photix to high speed sync. So there's 3 different power groups called A, B, and C, and 4 different channels called 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's very important, number one, to make sure that the channels match, or else you won't be able to get this guy to trigger that guy. So the first thing that we do, and you'll see on the top right here, it says channel 1. I'm going to hit the select button, and 3 or 4 times until you see the channel pop up. And then I'll go plus or minus. Right now I'll have it on channel 1, just so that you know. But that's how to change that on the transmitter. On the receiver, so I'm going to hold the MS button, and I'm going to hold it down until it says the different modes. And I want this mode to be on Odin RX, which is the Odin system receiver. Once I choose that, then you'll see here that it'll say channel 1 and B or whatever. To change those around, I'm just going to simply hold down the MS button, and then I can change the channel like this, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then if I want to change to a different power group, I'll hit the MS button again, and which will then take me over to power group B or A or C. Now right now I'm going to have it on A. Okay, because this is the only one I've got, so I'm just going to have it on A. So again, this one is channel 1A. They're both on channel 1A. That's power group A. We're going to get into separate power groups in just a second when we go to the second light. But for now, that's what we're going to use, okay? And then, because it's radio, it doesn't matter how the head's positioned, but what does matter is where this head is aiming toward my subject. Now, you notice here that I have on here the light sphere collapsible snoot with the grid. And the reason the grill's important is because if I don't have the grill, light is going to spill off onto all these different walls, and it's going to contaminate that really cool spotlight effect. So we put the grill and the light sphere collapsible snoot on to create just a single tunnel of light onto my subject. And then we have, of course, our roller ball. The roller ball is really important for positioning. And that way I can ask my subject if this is pointed right directly at her face. And the important part is that the subject is able to look right up into the deep bowl of the throat, because if she can't, then you won't have the light directly on. It's a very, very narrow cylindrical light, as you'll see. So is this on you yet, or? No, okay. That way? More? How's that? More? How's that? Okay. So now it's right on her, and then that's basically it. And that's all we need to do. Now, on the camera here, I'm just going to put it on monochrome mode to give me that really cool black and white look. The whole system is on regular TTL. And regular TTL ensures that the light that hits the subject is the same amount of light that is going to give a correct exposure, regardless of what the camera's on. So the camera is manual. Camera is meant to completely wipe out any available light. The TTL system will give you the perfect exposure. So I have the radio slave on regular TTL. The camera is on 1/8,000th of a second at f1.4, and that's basically it. And okay, let's see how that looks. Okay, perfect. Yep, that's right. And then this time, maybe look a little, your face a little more toward the light. Yeah, just like that. But eyes at me. Good. Okay. And that's beautiful. Okay, so that's how that's done. So let's review so that you guys can get this exactly the way that I have it. So as you'll notice, the model is sitting on a regular chair in front of a regular wall, and I'm able to get an effect like this. And the way that you can pose someone in just a regular chair, like I've instructed her, is to just basically, actually, can I do it? All right. I'll show you how to do it, because you can turn a regular chair into really cool posing stool. Just put your right bum, or whatever bum, like on the very edge, and then lean until your rib cage hits the chair, like that. And then your arm is up, and then your hand is like that. What happens is you get a very, very dramatic angle. And if your rib cage is on the chair, then you have a really nice angle. So, and it's easy to teach. It's easy to tell someone to do that. Okay, so go back on your spot. And then that's it. We've got ourselves really nice shot. This guy right here, just so you know, if you want to duplicate this again, this is our photic stand, I think it's called a 200 stand with the roller ball. And we have the head at around 64 inches, okay? Which sounds to me just like about 5 feet. And then we've got the dome on, and then the distance from the model to the wall is at about 5.5 feet. So this is a 50mm lens, and we are about 4 feet away, okay? And then the camera is about 4 feet tall. There's some people that really just will want to duplicate this exactly. So the lens is at about 4 feet. When you look at your result, the background's going to be completely black because we've obliterated it. If you need to change the exposure at all, you'll do that with the TTL override. That would just basically be hitting the whatever channel you're on, like a power group A, and then hit the plus and minus until you get the desired result. Typically it should be right on, but if you're at a really wild angle, sometimes it'll be quite a bit off. Okay, so that is the first assignment, which would be very, very dramatic black and white portraiture anywhere. Okay, so for assignment 2, it'll be real simple. All I'm going to do is turn this camera into color mode, and we're going to do a spectacular single off-camera flash with color low key. And so all I've done, the difference is I've just basically changed the camera to color, and I've got this beautiful lighting. Yeah, perfect. It's gorgeous like that. But eyes, oh yeah, no, do that. Yeah, good. Perfect. And that's spectacular. So that is the color portrait, low-key, off-camera. Same, everything else is the same. I've just changed the camera from monochrome to color. Now let's do one with hair light. And so what I have here is a second Photix P200 stand. I've got the second Mitros Plus with a collapsible snoot. And then I'm going to put the amber gel inside here because she has blonde hair, and I'm going to make it really kind of glow very nicely. So I'm just going to put the tab right here inside the throat like that, and then I'll put the grid on. And the reason why I want the grill on is because I want to make sure light doesn't spill all over the place. Just go on the hair where I want it, direct it very, very tightly, and do that. Now, this flash, just like the other one, has to be on channel 1, but I've put this one now on power group B. Power group B allows me to change the ratio of how much is the hair light going to show versus the key light. So now this is going to be a little bit of experimentation, but the idea is to basically light up the hair. So I'm just going to move this around back, in behind, and we'll just get it out of the way of my shot. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to try different things. We'll just put it directly behind and out of the way like that. And I have myself a very, very nice hair light. I'm going to go a little bit higher so that we get more of the top. Just want to make sure that we don't see the light, but we want to give a nice halo to all of that hair. Yep, just like that. And there you have it. One more. And that is my hair light. Good. Maybe like you can relax it. Yeah, good. Just like that. Perfect. Nice. So now let's change it up a bit and let's put a red background behind the model. So as you can see, I've got a beige wall. All I need to do now is turn the head around and put in one of my red gels, and then I'll be able to change the color of the background to very spectacular red. So I'll take the grill off. So I don't need the grill because it's just enough to fill a very nice, fairly large circle behind the subject. All I'm going to do is I'm simply going to turn this thing around at the wall. Assignment 3, color background. Let's see what happens. Oh, I'm going to move over this way, and let's see what happens. Very cool, except it's a little high. So I'm going to lower it down just a little bit. And, you know, because this is like a round circle, kind of a good idea to kind of put it like right mid-back. And then it'll create this halo completely around and give a really nice color background. Okay. And there is that. Let me change this angle just a tiny bit. Go down lower and this way because I have my refrigerator behind you. But you know what I'm going to do, you guys? I'm going to do one available light and one with the flash. How's that sound? So that way you guys can see the difference. A little bit of shadow. I'm going to come in tighter. Okay. Perfect. Now, let me do one available light just so you guys can see what that looks like. I'm going to turn the flash off, and I'll just do one with available light so you can see the difference. Whoa. You guys see this? It's so freaking crazy. It's amazing what a difference it is. Okay, so I'll do one more just like that. Don't change anything because your positioning was perfect. And there. Nice. Now, let's make it blue. All I'm going to do is stick on the blue tab and then green for green. Okay? So, okay, so now I've stuck in blue. Same exact thing. Okay. That's blue. Now let's do green. Completely different. Okay. And there's green. All right, now let's do amber. And on amber, it'll be kind of cool because it'll just be this gold background, which will be kind of a neat background. And it'll have a little bit of a halo on it too. So, and there we have gold. And that looks really cool, actually. I like that one. Perfect. Okay. So what you just saw was a two-light setup, one where we had the grill on the subject, which excludes light going anywhere else in the room. And that's very, very important because if we had it spill onto the walls, we wouldn't have that very powerful color effect in the background. Using a light on the background with different colors, because I have this on a very, very fast shutter speed and a very low ISO, I'm able to exclude all of the light in the room and have only the colors and the lighting that are added by the two lights that I have. And that's basically it for our interior setup assignments. We just did a very dramatic black and white portraiture, low key. We did color portraiture, low key, color portraiture with hair light, and color portraiture with different color backgrounds, simply using a chair and a wall, two light stands, and the radio slave system. All right, so we're going to head outside and do some really spectacular portraiture outside. And I'll just show you how small the Studio to Go system is. This is the bag, and I can just fit these little 200 stands in here. And grab this other guy, it'll fold up equally small. This is it, and I can duplicate anything that you would have on a large studio system. Just go ahead and fold this guy up. Pull the flash off, and then that's that. Goes into here. Flashes can now go into here. I'll just throw the slave inside this little, the radio transmitter inside that thing, and we are going to go outside and do some really cool, amazing stuff. Got my Studio to Go kit right here, and I'm just going to set this up. Now, what I've got is, because we're outdoors, I've got two grills, my two light stands. The first light stand is going to be the key light. And again, this thing will go up to over 6 feet. I forgot how many. It goes really tall, but I do want it tall this time because I want to have it give a very dramatic light. So this will be on a single dome like that. You know what you'll do? You'll come forward just a little bit. I'm going to come all the way to the edge right here, like that. And you know what? I'm going to have the light around this way so that it goes like that. And then my little light is going to have a gel, and it's going to go against the wall. So this will be my color background. So what we're doing basically is we're going to turn this ugly little area into a dramatic portrait studio simply by putting a gel on. Okay, so go like that. Not too hard, we just aim it at the wall. I'm going to do one with just regular available light, so no flash. Perfect. Good. So we'll do red first. All right. Gorgeous. So like, yeah, we just want to hide that light. Nice. Yeah, great. Is that light still on you, Carrie? It's got to go down, right?
Yeah.
How's that? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Look at this.
Oh, that's sweet.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah. That's cool.
See how that looks? Turn your chin a little bit more toward the light. Yeah, just like that. And there's blue. And now I'll just throw in green. And here is green. And there's green. I'm going to have you stand right here so you're not in the rain. Yep, just like that. So now I'm just going to exclude the available light. I'm going to give her a really nice hair light. Very, very hot amber right here. So now, same idea. Available light. See how this looks. Perfect. Perfect. It's gorgeous. Okay, so now I'm basically going to take the shutter speed and lower it until we get... Can you move your right about 1 inch? Yeah, just like that. Good. And so we're at 1/8,000th now. I'm going to take it down to 1/2500th. Very dramatical. All right, and go down to 1600. Oh my gosh, this is brilliant. That's brilliant. Look at this. So anyway, the rear light is directly behind with an amber gel, which gives it that really cool hair light. The flash is on TTL, and I'm just experimenting with the shutter speeds. Now, this last shot I did was at 1/1000th of a second at f1.4. Again, same idea. Get a little further back so we cannot see me. There. Let's try that, see what happens. And we'll go do one shot like that. See that beautiful hair light? It's amazing. Oh my God. Look at the difference. Okay, I'm going to take this up to 1/1000th. We'll just play with the shutter speed a little bit. See what that looks like. Wow. Now I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to just switch out these guys. So now I've got the warm light on. Turn this guy off. I don't need it right now. I'm going to turn the camera light balance to incandescent or tungsten. And that's all I'm going to do. And we're going to make the skies look blue. So all I have in here right now is the amber tab, and that's it. I'm going to change the white balance to incandescent, and we'll just go like that. And look what I did.
Oh, weird.
Check this out. Okay. So now just do one out in that direction. So again, as you guys can see, it's really rainy. Go ahead and stand right here so that we're... Yeah, so we have that all in the background. And is this on your face?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Perfect like that. And let's see, I'm going to go right here. So it's kind of a cloudy, dreary day. Let's make it bluer. There. Nice. I'll do one more. Okay. Is that on you? Okay. Just like that. And boom. And there we have it. Oh, put both hands on both hips. Yeah. There you go. Perfect like that. And there we go. And there's my shot. Let's do one with available light so you can see the difference. We'll just do one with the regular tungsten lighting. And now we'll do one with the regular white balance. Auto white balance. So this is normal. Okay, so let's look at the difference between the three. So this is available light, this is tungsten white balance, and then tungsten white balance where we add our warming amber dome to warm out the light on the subject, which makes the sky look very, very dark blue. Now, this is another assignment. We're going to show you how to do smooth wraparound flash that doesn't look like flash, and that's with the light sphere. So to meter properly on any of the systems with dedicated TTL, simply put the camera on TTL and then put the you can put the camera on manual if you want, because remember it's two completely different exposures. But program works pretty well on a lot of these situations. So right now I'm on aperture mode. I can put it on program, and same thing here where I'll just shoot with a flash and you'll see that it will give you a really nice amount of ambient light. Typically when you're shooting indoors, I like to set the camera on around ISO 800 program mode and then just have the flash on TTL. Or I'll put it on manual mode and then have the flash on TTL, and that way I can change the background lighting by slowing down the shutter speed or opening the aperture. But for this first demonstration, and if you want to get up and running real quick, put the camera on program mode, very simple, put the flash on TTL, and then you'll have really nice exposures. And then if you want to get a little bit more creative, open up that aperture a little bit, you can put it on manual, but make sure that you keep the flash on TTL because it's a very, very accurate metering device. And there, okay. Okay, so here's a comparison. This is available light, this is with a light sphere, and this is with direct flash. So whenever you have to shoot indoors and you've got moving subjects and everything like that, and you want to have a very soft, even illumination, put the light sphere on.